First of all, I didn't know Piers Morgan had a YouTube channel like that.
Neither did I, you know.
I was like,
I said, what? All right, then.
Don't you
All right,
jumping on the
Piers. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of We Just Got Here. I'm Tia. This is my best mate.
I'm Steph.
And we're just here to give you girly guidance, a bit of knowledge, tell you that adulthood is not that serious, you know, vibes, a little gist. How's your week been?
Yeah. It's been a hell of a week. Pedro is in hospice. So basically my car has literally been hanging on for dear life since, I want to say 2 years ago. I should have got rid of it 2 years ago. I've been delaying. And now I took it to the mechanic because basically every time I drive it, when I'm going around corners, there's like no stability. So it feels like everyone is leaning with the car. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to fix this. But like I said last week, in adulthood, you have to learn what to ignore and what to address. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me just do it now because I know that I need to drive to Brighton next week. So I was like, let me just do it now because this car's not going to survive Brighton. Took it to the mechanic. There's me confident that, oh yeah, it's just going to be about maybe like £100. Had it put to the side. I was like, okay, diagnosis and then £100. Probably just needs wheel alignment.
You know it's more than £100. Every time you do this.
No. So I actually thought it was going to be £100 because I read it on the internet because I made the mistake of Googling. I was like, okay, cool. The steering wheel's leaning to the right, but I can still drive it. It's just that, you know, sometimes it may lean to the right and go to the right when I'm trying to go left or when I'm trying to go straight. So I was like, okay, cool, you know, £100 wheel alignment, simple. That's what he said. He said that the wheels are probably not aligned. So I was like, okay, cool. Took it to the mechanic now. The first red flag was the fact that they didn't call me on the same day to tell me what it was.
As in you took it to the mechanic and
for a diagnosis.
overnight.
And usually on that same day they'll have a look at it, tell you what's wrong with it, then ask for permission to basically fix the car. I dropped the car off at like, I think it was like 2:15 p.m. 6 p.m. had come. No one's called me. No one's sent me a text, nothing. I was like, okay, cool. Maybe it's so small that they're fixing it right there and then because it's such a minor problem.
That's so delulu.
It gets to the next day now. It's about midday. I still ain't heard from these people. So now I'm like, maybe it's so small, yeah, they're just gonna fix it and then call me because it's such a minor thing. 3 p.m. comes. I start to get worried. I'm like, I haven't heard from these people. And deep in my chest, I know that something's definitely wrong. So I'm like, I'm not going to call them. I'm going to wait for them to call me because the anxiety, I just can't do it. So then they have this, it's like a fancy mechanic. So you don't even like call to book. You have to go online and like book a slot to drop your car. And then they send you a link to pay for like a diagnosis and da-da-da. So didn't get a call, but I got a text and it basically said, click the link to see the diagnosis and the charges. Click the link. Why are the problems separated into tiers? So you have red, which is like, it has to be fixed. This has to be fixed. You're going to die. Then there's like yellow, which is like the mid-tier, like, yeah, this is the issue. Like, you could ignore this for like probably 2 to 3 weeks, but eventually it's going to become a problem. Then you had the things that were like advisory.
That it can
Chris,
wait, but
when I tell you, just the top bit, the things that need to be fixed, why am I seeing £828? Just the top bit.
But Steph, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you just spend 700 like
I spent
earlier this year?
More than that. And then the worst thing is that I got the car valued recently.
How much is the car?
Let's just say the wig I'm wearing on my head is worth more than my car.
So wait, it's more expensive to keep your car?
It's financially more expensive for me to drive Pedro. Who is the girl, by the way? I call Pedro. Pedro's my car. She's a girl, but I call her Pedro because it's me. But it's actually financially more expensive for me to fix the car and keep it. than to just ignore it.
Well, to get rid of it.
To ignore it
sell
for
it.
now. I can't even sell it. I can't sell that. They said that the braking fluid didn't even reach the boiling point test. Which actually explains why, because I don't know. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but sometimes when I'm braking, it feels like I'm still zooming and like I'm having to brake hard to actually get to a stop.
Or brake
and it's
early.
it's never like a stop that's sensible. It's like right by the bumper of the other car. Like, oh, we could have, but we didn't. Like, we could have, but we didn't. So yeah,
as in someone else couldn't drive your car because they wouldn't know.
In like we could have hit the car, but we didn't. So
No.
I did my job.
No, but what I mean is, because you know sometimes normal cars, when you brake, you brake at a certain, there's a certain stopping distance.
I have to brake from like down
That's what
the
I'm
road.
saying. So
like
anyone else drove your
I have to plan
car.
my stop. Like I actually have to think about it. And that's when I knew I should have known from there that there was a problem. So it's actually all my fault. Like I have to plan the stop. So if I see people braking from like way...
You're like, let me start now.
I'm like, rah, I saw someone braking over there. Let me start now, because by the time Pedro even gets to the point where she needs to brake, it's going to be too late. And like when we'll be like turning around corners, it's like my whole body is swaying with the car. There's just no stability. And again, it's my fault because I've been looking to change my car for 2 years and I just can't make a decision on what car to get. So now I'm just gonna have to get any car because I'm gonna have to get out of desperation. But yeah, just the top bit was 828. Middle bit was 400 and something pounds. Then the lower bit, which was like advisory, was like, I didn't even look at that. I didn't even look at that. And the thing is, because I'm so used to like saving Pedro, like every year we go through this whole thing where she needs to go back into the surgery room and revise her BBL. That's what I call it. And I was so used to it, I was actually going to bring out my card and pay. And my husband's literally like, what are you doing? We literally went to the showroom and they valued your car at 650. That's what they valued it at, 650. You're going to pay 800 and something pounds to fix this car. Let it go. She's dying. So right now she's in hospice, aka in our car park, in our drive, just sitting there, and I'm having to ignore her. I just use her for storage now. I literally just keep stuff in the boot. Like, but as far as driving, unless it's like the local Tesco or the local African shop, she can't.
Did they find out what? Did they tell you why the leak was happening in the boot as well? Sorry.
So yeah. I know they told me about. Oh, I found out about that a year ago. That's why I was able to tell you where the water was coming from. The headlight when it rains. When it rains outside, it rains in my car. If it's snowing outside and it's icy, inside of my car will be frozen. So as you can see, again, it's all my fault because this Pedro has been holding on for her dear life for a while now, and I'm just there like, surely we can fix this, but I actually have to let her go. So that was hell because now I don't have a car, and as someone who literally relies on her car to do everything, even to go to work, it's been hell just trying to...
You've been driving her this week, innit? Yeah.
Where did I drive her to?
No? Last week, maybe?
I drove her last week. But from when they were like, we're not telling you to drive it, but if you want to, I was like, okay.
They said that's on you.
That's on you. If you want to go Tesco with the car, calm. But if you're trying to keep up with them, basically, if I go above 50 miles per hour, it's actually, that's my own business.
But you motorways.
I know. So, and I've been here riding dirty, doing 70 plus, and sis is shaking. Bear in mind, I have to plan my brakes.
Crazy.
So, yeah, I don't have a car. But at least the win of the week is that I survived what was probably the most mentally draining weeks of my life. I'm literally like, I'm going to be bald by August. Like, alopecia is very much on the cards right now.
That's why the wig's on.
That's why the wig is on. My edges are finished. Like, I'm not even joking. This morning, I was actually slicking back my hair and I was trying to grab some baby hair to cover.
You're so cute.
I was trying to grab some baby hair to cover the little patch and it was just 2 strands of hair. I was like, you know what? I was like,
suspicion.
And they weren't even slicking down. It was just curling back up again. Because they know that the last 2 survivors. They said our siblings are gone. We are holding up for dear life. We can't cover that big patch of yours. So please. It literally just came back. Just like, let me just get the
They
wig.
said you've stressed us enough this week. I've had enough.
Enough. we're like, our siblings are gone.
Oh,
We
bless
cannot
you.
cover this giant patch of yours. So yeah, I might have to go Turkey after all of this. But yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna get you because we've had conversations about your week. I was gonna get you some hotel chocolate, but then it closed.
Don't get me no chocolate, please.
Why?
Because I'm trying to stop stress eating.
Oh, because you're stressed.
Because I'm stressed.
Okay,
And
fair.
the thing is, yeah, when I'm stressed, I don't eat throughout the day. I'll just eat one nasty thing at the end of the day. I won't eat for the whole day. Eat one nasty meal for dinner. And then I'll be done. Then I'll go back inside my cave. So I'm trying to actually just function like a normal person.
Fine.
But yeah.
I can get you fruit.
Don't get me fruit. Because you're going to get me something that will land me in hospital.
I'll get you dried fruit.
Don't get me dried. I hate dried fruit.
Yeah, but if you want to stress eating and you need snack, if you don't...
I'm not going to be, let me go eat a raisin. Like, who gets stressed and says, let me go eat some dried mango?
I eat...
That's you. No one says, I'm stressed. Let me go get some dried mango. What's that going to do?
Can I just say, actually, M&S dried nectarines and peaches.
Please, because no one has any business drying nectarines. The whole point of those is supposed to be juicy.
They're also £3.70 for the packet.
Why is the dried fruit more expensive than the...
God, so when I saw it, I said...
Because the juice is gone. You're basically just eating like...
It's dehydrated. It's dehydrated
It's like a mummified
But it's great.
For £3.70.
It's actually... But M&S take the piss with that. Because like...
Do you know what? They are usually fairly priced. Sometimes I'm surprised. Like the chicken, I saw chicken there for $1.99.
Yeah, so they are. But there's certain things that are extortionate.
Yeah.
So that... Dried bananas as well, £3.70. Like all these things, I'm like, they shouldn't really.
Do you know what? Yeah, I hear them for overcharging with that because why are you buying that?
It's nice.
Because they had the real thing there, but you always got your way and buy dried. Okay, there. Yeah, electricity. Do you know how much electricity you have to use to dry out them fruits? Yeah, pay that £3.70. Yeah, you're probably keeping them afloat right now because they said everything else at a normal price because you're just coming in and buying dried nectarines. Why would you want to eat a dried nectarine?
It's a nice snack.
It takes away from the experience. Where's the juice? It's a nectarine. Also, who even looked at a nectarine and said, let's dry that out? The people will love it. And then you came along.
Can I just say, guys, she's had this hatred for me and dry fruits. Me and fruits in general, Steph has a whole thing with. But me and dried fruits,
no, it's not
why
that
choose to snack on
against fruits. It's that you eat fruits in an inappropriate way. You like them in inappropriate settings.
How?
Like fruits in cake, like dried fruits in general. Unless it's in fruit and fiber, I don't know why you're going out of your way to buy dried fruits. Why can't you just buy the real thing?
Because it's better, like when you want to snack. See, when you want to pick up chocolate, you can pick up like a dried apricot. Do you get what I mean? It gives you that little sugar kick.
It doesn't give you the same thing. I don't want you to ever say that again in your life. It doesn't give you the same kick. And you know that. Because if it did give you the same kick, why you run off to eat chocolate after? How dare you? Anyway, how was your week?
So I'm having a problem recently with food.
Yeah, really?
So basically, yeah.
Dry fruits like flavor, you know?
So twice this week, yeah, I've had stuff that's upset my stomach, actually, which I didn't tell you about. So remember the other day we spoke about Get Baked? The cake. The Bruce cake.
Place, yes.
So cool. I went to somewhere in London this weekend. And so I saw this cake online, like a separate cake, not the Get Baked one. Yeah. Separate cake. And I was like, oh, that looks interesting. But like, you know, when you see something, you remember where it's from. So I sent it to my partner and I was like, oh, we should go here one day. Because we passed the place, if that makes sense. Because it's on the way to my mum's house. So I pass it a lot. So I was like, it's in Whitechapel. It's called Baklava Company.
I've heard of them.
If you travel through East London, because it's right on that Bow Road kind of.
I've heard of them. I think someone at work spoke about them. I can't remember why though, because I was speaking about the chocolate you got me.
Right. Okay.
The baklava chocolate.
Yes. So the Baklava Company. So they do loads of different baklava. But we just had nothing to do yesterday. So we decided we need to get food. So like, let's pass through there. So cool. I saw this cake. I couldn't remember what it looked like by the time I go there, but I remembered that I'd spoken about going to this place. So we've gone in and I was like, by the way, I couldn't see the cake. I was like, do you have a chocolate cake, by any chance? And they were like, yeah, we'll get it for you. I was like, okay. And they called it something. You know when people speak, sometimes I'm like, okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. So they got the slice of cake. I didn't see it, by the way. So they packed it. They just packed it in the container.
And you didn't see it?
I didn't see it. So I just trusted it.
There's a red flag here. Right.
Right, I believe. No, actually. And then we get to choose the baklava. Baklava?
Mhm.
Why did I say that like that? Baklava. So there's like lotus baklava, coconut baklava,
Ooh.
Nutella baklava.
You know what though?
What?
That sounds a bit much, you know.
It sounds like diabetes though.
Because even, I like a
crazy.
sweet thing, but that's mad.
It's crazy. But like me and sweet things this week,
Ha! What happened to your dry fruit? I thought dried apricot was all you needed.
so I started off with dry fruit
Okay.
and then I started going out.
All right.
Actually, my problem isn't at home. My problem's when I leave. Because like,
Oh, the premises.
yeah, I was saying to Brent, when I go out to eat, I'm like, let me eat the things that I'll never cook at home. Like, let me go, I'm outlandish.
Mhm.
And then my stomach says, should have done that.
Mhm.
So anyway, cool. So went to this place, obviously come home. And the woman said something to me about, warm up the ganache for like, however, again, you know me, I pick out the words I
Yeah.
need to.
It's always the irrelevant ones as well. Not the instruction. It's like the stuff around it.
I try and sift through what people say to me because my brain's like, yeah. Okay, that. Right. So anyway, so now this thing is heavy. So obviously okay, cool. Gone home now. And I've taken out the cake. And the cake, the container is quite big. It's massive. I'm like, what kind of cake is this? Like, what's going on? Then I see it's called the Matilda cake.
Oh.
And I'll send you pictures because it is exactly it's very similar to the Get Baked. And the ganache came in like, you know those little takeaway cups that you get at a coffee shop?
Yeah.
Full of it. Like, but obviously it was solid ganache. So you've got that's what she's telling me to warm up. So it was like indulgent as hell. So yeah, had that. But great cake. With all of that to say, it's an alternative for the Get Baked that we can never find. So,
You were searching for it. Then you put me on, and then I forgot about it.
Now you remember. So.
But you know what? Yeah, chocolate cake. My lactose intolerance, like, I can push it to the limit when it comes to chocolate cake. Child.
So talking about that now. Earlier this week, I decided we're going to eat out.
Mm-hmm.
So we ate out. I went to like a New Orleans kind of food place. And Malachi went and said, yeah, not me. And went to get some Turkish in the Turkish place. They had a pistachio cake, cream pistachio cake, and baklava. So baklava, sorry.
You are saying it right. I just feel like you're overthinking it.
Maybe. Anyway, so eat. Come home, eat, shatter. So now I've left the cake out on the side, covered, but on the side, like, because I've just put it on the counter and I've gone to eat the rest of the food. And then I've just fell asleep, right? So in the morning, I wake up at like 5:36 and I'm like, I left the cake out. Let me put it in the fridge. Cool. Fine. Not a problem. Then at 3 p.m, I'm like, I'm a bit peckish, so let me have the cake. And I think I was stressed that day actually. So again, if I don't meal prep in the week, I will draw for whatever's ready to eat, if that makes sense. Because I haven't prepped.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to prep. So cool. So I just drew out this cake. Stephanie, I had this cake. Why did my stomach start doing grrr, grrr? And I was like, then sooner or later, I was like, oh no, I need to go, ooh. Yeah. And now obviously I get it because it is a fresh cream cake that has been left out.
Yes.
Covered in pistachios. So I've been like, oh yeah, it should be fine. And you know, my thing with food, obviously, I have a still stomach. So generally my Mal is very much like, no, because his stomach is a lot more sensitive than mine. Mine is made of steel. So I'm like, I can eat that. Yeah, that's fine. That's just fine. Freeze it. It's fine. I don't know. Hell. So, yeah.
Wait, is that what gave you food poisoning?
Yeah.
Cake?
But like, I'm having a general sensitivity to outside food right now. So like yesterday I went to some restaurant And again, I need to do the most outlandish things when I go out. So there was essentially a deep fried burrito.
Nah. Nah.
So, you know, like,
I can't believe it's you that's eating like this.
But it's just because when I'm at home, I'm like mince and broccoli and salad and everything fresh. So when I go out,
outside, start looking for a deep fried burrito.
I said, what's on this menu that I will not make at home? Right? So I did that. And then halfway through, obviously, it's a deep fried burrito. It comes with a side of refried beans and another side of like sour cream, salsa, and guac. And halfway through, I was like, I should not have done this. Why did I do? Who's ever said a tortilla wrap filled with rice and bean?
Fry it.
Deep fry it.
Was there salad? There weren't salad inside.
No, the salad's on the side.
Okay. That's true though. Imagine someone deep fried a salad. I don't think anyone's tried. What that
It'll just get soggy.
It's true.
But yeah, so I need to just cool off of the eating out because like I've eaten out twice this week and each time.
And maybe just get a normal meal.
But then why would I eat out?
A deep fried burrito.
But then if I get a normal meal, I can make that at home. Do you get it?
Like, well, I don't know how to help you, sis, because it's either you.
This is very much my 0 or 100 thing.
You just didn't have to do the deep fried burrito. I'm sure there was a normal burrito on the menu. You
there
said,
was. And I said, no. I said, no, I've had that before.
I want the fried one.
I want to be adventurous. And my stomach said this morning, girl, stop.
And you know what? We're 30 plus now. Our stomachs can't take it the same way. Like the lactose is really flogging me. In my like it's saying, sis, I know you ignored me. You got 20s. We see these 30s. I'm the boss. And she really is the boss.
I just want to remind you that Brent showed us the pills that you could take.
That's
and you've
fine.
Ignored it.
I've already taken enough supplements as it is. Okay? I'm not adding the lactose pills in there as well. And plus, what's the point of being lactose intolerant if you can't have the thrill? And plus, it allows me to go home in a timely manner because I know that once I've eaten something with dairy in it and I'm outside, I have about like 1 to 2 hours to get home.
I want you to know, no, it's quicker than that. I want you to know that me and Steph have regularly through our lives been like, let's go out for a burger and a milkshake. And within the next half an hour, I am being rushed to go home.
My bowels are healthy.
Right. This week, we've had a time. So, yeah.
Piers, come outside.
Let me just say, yeah. So when I found out this happening, my friend rang me and he was like, have you seen the interview? Obviously, we've all watched Baby Reindeer. He's like, have you seen it? She's doing an interview with Piers Morgan. So I was like, what? Okay, cool. I've got to watch that because obviously I watched the series after you spoke about it. And then when it came on, I messaged Steph like, Steph, are you watching this? Steph, it's chaos.
I literally, because this is the thing. You know, this is what happened with the Usher ticket. Where I'm telling people that it's on at 8 p.m. And at 8:15, I'm there chewing something random in the corner, minding my business. So when you texted me, the way I ran and slid in my house slippers into the living room, put it on, open my laptop, yeah. So I could take notes. I wanted key references. This woman. First of all, I didn't know Piers Morgan had a YouTube channel like that.
Neither did I, you know. I said, word. All right, then.
Don't you jump on the content in? Full suit and all.
Said, let me see what the kids are doing.
He said, let me jump on this YouTube thing. I was like, I thought it was going to be on like a proper TV channel.
So did I.
I saw a YouTube link. I was like, bro, you're down with the kids, full suit and all. For that interview.
Chaos, Stephanie. It was sick. Like, you know where you feel like, when I was watching it, I was like, I'm uncomfortable. Like, you know when you're sitting here like, but it's hilarious.
It's hilarious because she's genuinely...
Yeah, she is
insane. Like, she's not aware of it. To her, all of us are mad. It's us. Like, it's us.
You know when he was looking at Go, you know you ain't making sense.
You're
Girl,
You are denying but telling on yourself throughout the whole interview.
yourself like that. I said.
It just got progressively worse.
And the thing is, right, you've got to remember the dynamic of Piers as a journalist and her who's studied law was insane because it was loops. They were trying to catch each other in loops.
But also, can we say studied law very loosely?
I said, that's what I said. Because I was about to say lawyer. I said studied law. Because I don't really know. Sis, what grades did you get? Good grades.
What were the grades?
What were the grades, girl?
I'm like,
good grades.
She was like, what did she say? Women's studies. She did quite a few courses. I was like, sis, you went to the
I had a diploma in there. I said,
you went to the University of Insanity. That's where you went to.
Girl,
you
what
have
was
no
it?
grade. I don't think she was a lawyer.
Yeah.
To be honest, at this point, I don't know what is
Also,
true or not.
Bless her. Like, she was saying her boyfriend. I was like,
I said boyfriend.
Sis. And you might, because everyone can find love, yeah? But like, sometimes things will make people uncomfortable. And I can imagine that, you know, whoever's you're with, I mean, he's a great guy.
Very patient, very patient.
Great guy because, you know, yeah.
Your girlfriend is being interviewed by Piers Morgan because they created a Netflix show based on her stalking a man. And essaying him.
Backed up by possibly stalking other people.
Do you know what killed me is when she started off by denying that she was sending the emails, yeah? Then slowly started to tell on herself.
Word.
It turned to, I didn't send the emails, to I sent a handful of emails, to, just because you sent 41,000 emails to someone doesn't mean you're stalking them. Sis?
That's.
What does that mean then?
That's. Because, baby
6
girl,
email
what are you
addresses.
saying? Like, what are you saying?
You're a pro at this point. How can you have 6 email addresses? And you know what, actually? Let me not judge her because I have 3 to 4 email addresses. But that's good for the free trials.
Right, so I have this question because when she said I have like 6 different emails for different things, I was looking at everyone like, is this what everyone does? Because like, see me, mentally, I ain't remembering all them passwords, nor am I remembering actual email addresses.
I use the same one password for all of them.
Okay, fine.
And then there are different variations of even my name or something like that. So I used to use it to sign up for free trials.
Okay.
But sometimes, like, this was when I was younger, and I used to apply for jobs and they rejected it via my main email. And I really want a job. I'll apply for it via my alternative
I love
email.
this for you.
To see if I'll get an interview then. But it's mostly for free trials. But she was saying she was using one for like family, one for friends. I said, sis.
It wasn't
41,000 emails.
Wasn't making sense. And also her thing was like everything was someone else's fault. It's like, you got fired. No, I walked away from that job. Like, yeah, but she's taken out an order against you, girl. Yeah, it wasn't for me.
Like, I don't know if it's that she genuinely believes these things or she's had to convince herself.
Yeah.
That's what I found really interesting. So I was like, the way she's talking, I think she genuinely believes everything she's saying.
Like it's like in order to deal with the world, you have to kind of
lie. I don't know, like create your own narrative in your head.
Yeah.
But I feel like she's gone too far with the narrative to the point where she's out there and we can't. But also, bring her back.
It's not. She can't trace what she says. Like sometimes, you know, when you start a lie and you start it over here, at some point you've got to stop the lie because it can spiral, and depending on how not mad, how calculative you are, you either can be really good at remembering everything you've said, or like the most of us don't have the capacity.
You'll trip up.
But
with her, instead of tripping up, she also ends up confessing. Because even with the letters, so just to make it clear, yeah, this woman sent 41,000 emails, 350 voicemails, 744 tweets and 106 letters, handwritten letters. Okay. Firstly, she denied that she's ever sent a letter.
Yeah.
Then she said she only sent one out of the 106. Piers is like, okay, so where did the other 105 letters come from? She's like, I don't know. I didn't send them. In fact, he asked to sleep with me. That one spun me. Because I was like,
With the green spot on his face. I said, sis, you're doing too much. She's like, yeah, he had a green spot on his face and he asked to sleep with me. And I said, no, I have a boyfriend.
I was just like, sister, focus. I feel like she threw it in there because she realized she couldn't keep up with her life. So she just threw one in there that would spin the whole.
I was just like.
But you know, she might not be lying about that, you know?
Yeah.
Because the way the show went, it did look like he started to.
Well, the whole premise of the show, obviously, is that, and Piers said that in he said it in the interview. Richard said it in the interview, but Piers also brought up on it, that it's not so much about one person being the villain, but it's more so about how you've got these two different people with different types of vulnerability, and they both feed into each other's vulnerability. So obviously, for whatever reason, she navigates relationships with people she likes in that capacity, in that sense. But also, he was a very vulnerable person in which she gave him attention. And and he became used to that.
Yeah.
And it validated him because it fed into his insecurities. Like not fed into his insecurities, but helped boost his insecurities. Yeah. And so when she started to withdraw from him, that kind of boost, even though it's mostly negative, whatever boost it gave him, he missed that because regardless, it gave him a boost. So they do speak about how supposedly it's supposed to talk to both these vulnerable people because they're just really vulnerable in their own different type of ways. But obviously, again, how we receive it is that one person's mad and one person has fallen victim to the madness. Yeah.
But then he started to spiral at the end too, because then he started, I say, almost stalking her.
Do you know what? Can I say this though? Because I was having this debate this week. Because they were like, that's such a traumatic thing and he's making money off it, right? And my thing was, and they were like, so doesn't that speak to the person I'm speaking to? Was that doesn't that speak to his vulnerability? Because essentially you're selling not yourself, but the most. Obviously, your career wasn't doing well.
Yeah,
because that's the part of the story. His career wasn't doing well, and then he sold this story, and now we can actually see he's doing well.
Yeah,
and more so, obviously, if Martha was as crazy as she is, then it would just fuel her, which is a conversation that's happening on the internet now. Yeah,
because actually I saw a tweet saying that, and I haven't looked into this deep enough to be able to dispute it, but someone was saying that apparently the Baby Reindeer story isn't true after all. And obviously, like I said, I haven't done enough research to dispute whether that is true or not. But I was thinking, if this was, obviously it's a traumatic experience, etc. I'm not taking that away from him, but I can't imagine going through such a traumatic experience such as that and being able to sell it and relive it, feature in the film, etc., knowing that person's still out there.
But this is where I was disputing,
Yeah.
Wow. English, Christiana. This is where I was disputing this because I was like, if something has taken me, but you know me, I'm kind of like, she's my best friend, so she really knows this. Y'all don't. I'm kind of like, I can be taken to the edge and I'll be calm. I'll ignore. And then there's one little thing, and it might be someone gives me the wrong change. It can be a small thing. And I have descended into absolute chaos and everything in my world is going to burn down to the floor and I don't care. Right? So, my thing is, if you've been taken to the pits of life, the saddest you have been for that situation, how much worse can it get if you sell that? You're already there. You're ready That's my
True.
thing. Like, I was like, if it's already taking you to pits of depression, you've lost everything, you don't have a job, you don't have a career. If you saw the story, what? It's only up from here. Like,
I hear it, but also, I'm talking about, are you not scared? This woman's still out there.
yeah, but you've dealt with her already. You're going to deal with her again.
But what, she's gonna pop out and kill you. Like, all right, is that, yeah? Okay, cool, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, but like, I think at the point in which you have nothing to lose.
I mean, you do, because you would die before you can spend the money that you got from the show. Because my thing is like, aren't you scared? Even when people are looking for her, I was like, aren't you people scared?
Yeah, but then also the vim in you means like, because, and you've had this. Why? Why should I let someone control? If I now have an idea to do something and you've put me through all of this and it can't get any worse than it is, why should I let you have the power for me not to tell my story?
Sorry, my stomach has something to say. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. If the mic picked that up, I'm so sorry. The stomach was shouting. I hear it. I actually do hear it. I don't know. I just thought, maybe, you know what? Before she obviously came out and started speaking, I had my own idea of what this woman would be like based off the show. Because to me, I'm like, this is scary. Like, she's at bus stops waiting for you. She's like, 41,000 emails is not a joke. That's scary. Like, she managed to get into your house. Like, you know the scene where he came back from work or something and she was
just there
sitting a cup of tea. I'm scared. So for me, that would scare me. Like, I wouldn't even want to talk about it. You know, I can block something out. I will delete that whole entire experience from my memory. I won't even be able to write the script because I won't be able to recall it.
Can I just say something though? Because this goes on. Because obviously I then started thinking about like experience we've had with people that are delulu or like right there narrative, right? So I went and I thought about this story, yeah. I was like, oh, I'm going to tell it on the podcast, yeah. But my mum doesn't know. So I was like, let me actually tell her. So going on to being scared. Now, you and me have been through childhood and you've really felt my fear in many many moments. And also been there to protect me from the things that
I'm the victim.
You are at this point. Because I'll be quaking
no
in my house.
No one talks about therapy for me. No one talks about therapy.
You've really experienced it. Do you know someone attempted to brick my dad's car?
Yes, I heard of this one.
Did you know at the time?
But I can't remember who it was. But I remember you telling me someone wanted to brick your dad's car.
So, and they did.
Oh, they actually did it? Oh, I didn't know they actually did it.
Oh my God. So obviously we're talking about delulu and like my whole thing is like, are people audacious or deluded, right? And so I remember I was around about 14, 15 and I fancied this person at one point, right? Might have been my PF at one point. Anyway, then I stopped fancying him.
Sorry, I'm trying to connect the timelines.
You'll gather it very soon. Okay. But anyway, I stopped fancying him, right? And I started fancying somebody else. And then I don't know how he found out. I don't know what I said. Or maybe I got to that point. You know where I get to that point where I'm like, you're rude, you're rude, you're rude. And I'm like, oh, that's not nice, that's not nice. And then it's like, I don't like you. So it probably got to that point, right? And I don't know how he found out, but he found out I don't like someone. And he was like, I'm just gonna come and brick your parents' car. I'm like, can you not do that? Don't do that, please. Don't do that. Why would you don't do that? Like, yeah, I'm going to do that. Like, don't do that. But obviously, how crazy is a 14-year-old? Do you get me? Like, but that 14-year-old, 15-year-old, at the time, God bless him, because hormones do a lot to us.
Don't blame that on hormones. No. That person was mad. At 14, I went sitting there like, let me brick someone's car. Please.
I think hormones can have an effect on the way we view situations. Especially when, you know, he might have thought he was in love. I don't know. Possibly. Hey, anyway. Bless him. Because as I got older, I realised Like, I saw them later on in my life and they were like, you blocked me of everything at the time. I was like, yeah, because you
bricked.
You were moving a bit, and he was like, I was a child. And true say he was a child. So
Sorry, we can't use that as an excuse.
Kids do some crazy stuff. Anyway, so cool, I'm like, so speaking to him, and I was like, please don't come and brick the car. Like, please don't do that. Like, but obviously I can't tell my parents that
someone's on the way to brick the car.
Right. And also, like, now I'd be like, you can call the police. Like, but then you don't, like, there's so much fear as a kid, isn't it? So anyway, he came, bricked the car, and then left. He was like, I did it. And I'm like, what the hell?
Wait, he told you that he did it?
Yeah, but obviously I don't know how to tell my parents because I'm going to get in so much trouble. So then the next day, bless him, my dad was like, oh, Chris, I think a lorry was passing by the by the car and a stone must have fell off the lorry and hit. Because it didn't dent the car, thank God. Yeah. I think it might have left a little chip in the window or something, but it wasn't anything that was major.
Brick was that then? That couldn't have been a brick.
It was.
It was a stone.
I think it was probably like a half brick, or no, actually, it can't have been. I don't know what
he threw a stone at your dad's windshield. He threw a stone at your dad's windshield, and he's claiming that he bricked it. I don't even know what's more embarrassing. I wonder how you gonna call the police? You go show them a little chip on the windscreen. Someone threw a stone.
But again, maybe because he was a kid, so maybe he had the vim. But when it came to it, it's like,
let me just choose a small stone.
Big people business.
He saw the brick and then he saw a small stone next to him. So let me just pick the stone.
So bless my dad, he was like, yeah, a lorry was coming and I think something fell off the lorry. I was like, okay. There's only yesterday I spoke to my mum.
You finally confessed.
I said, did you know someone tried to brick daddy's car? She's like, what? I was like, yeah, I forgot to tell you that, sorry. Like, when I was 15. She knew the person. Like, straight away, she said the name. And I was like,
that one.
I was like,
oh, why did I even know? Of course it was him. It was a damn stone. Sorry, we just got clarity. She just basically clarified who it was. It was a damn stone. It was a stone. It was never a brick.
Oh my God.
And now it makes sense as to why he texted saying he did it.
Why?
He's just never beaten the allegations. I'm not going to say the word because you people seem to get us when I say bad.
No. Because remember, we spoke later on and he was like, I was a child. I just think like...
Christiana.
Hands
down. At 14, I wasn't looking at any...
Now, let me tell you something because, yeah, then I was thinking about like, okay, delulu experiences. And you know, I've had a lot. I've received... As Steph says, I pick up rats. So I've had
bring them to my damn doorstep. Why am I in it?
So I've had a lot of delulu experiences. But me too, when I was younger, I had a temper. Like a bad, dirty temper.
You know what? I remember your Lady Danger era. When I thought I was actually going to have to hold an intervention. I think we did on our way home. Right. So I'm going to fill everyone in on this.
Go on.
So Tia had this phase, yeah. Okay. There was a point when she was really starting to get into grime. Like really starting to get into grime. Like, she loved it.
I love it.
Played it like on our way back from school. We had this thing where everyone would be like listening to the music in one ear and she was just always blasting grime. Cool. One day, sis comes with a notebook and says she started writing bars. Now, at this point, we're all looking around like, is she okay? I know what this is. I immediately know what it is. I'm like, okay, this is a face. We're just going to have to let her be. We'll be fine. She gave herself the tag name Lady Danger and create some kind of logo for herself. And I just remember there being a knife. She drew a knife. So it was Lady Danger with a knife. And she was like very angry. Like the bars were very like violent.
I was so angry as a kid.
And I'm looking at this girl like, you literally have homemade bread at home.
I do.
Why are you angry?
I do. So, going back to me being angry.
Yeah.
So, talking about everyone else being delulu, I thought to myself, Chris, when have you been delulu? Because you know, you got a temper. And so then I realized there's certain points that, and I only came out of this like in my late. No, I calmed down. I say at 17.
Mhm.
So like the 13 to 17,
Mhm.
hell. And also I was bucking up on actual crazy people and it was like, yeah, I need to, I'm not about this. But I remember I used to like, if I'd have an argument or someone locked the phone on me, Stephanie, 49 missed calls. I'm going to make sure you have to turn off your phone. Because at this,
I know.
at this point, it's like, if you do something to disrespect me, in my head, how dare you? And so I want to inconvenience you. I don't want you to pick up the phone. I want you to know that you can't turn on your phone. I want you to feel the maximum inconvenience. Calm down by 17 though.
Oh yeah, I had my delusional phase.
Go on.
Not many people know this. Okay, cool. So there was a particular boy that I liked. And I found out that he was going out with another girl. And at this point, I don't judge me because I was young. At this point, how I used to deal with heartbreak is with anger that would lead to crazy actions.
Okay.
So in my head, I'm like, no, you're doing this to make me jealous. Like, you're doing this to get a reaction out of me. Like, that's why you're with this girl, because like, why her? Like, it's supposed to be us. So I was like, okay, cool. He's clearly doing this so that, you know, I can be angry. So I think I must have got intel that she was at his house one time.
Okay.
Best believe I jumped on that bus. I waited outside on violence, ready to beat both of them. Because in my head, this is the reaction you wanted. In my head, you knew that I was going to find out somehow. You knew I had spies.
You wanted me here.
So now I'm here. Come out. Both of you, let's fight. Let's fight. My friends who lived around the area had to come out here and drag me to the local park. Because I was just pitched like a hawk outside this boy's house, waiting for this poor babe. And bear in mind, this babe, yeah, very sweet, from what I know. Not on beef at all. So I would have flogged her and like, she's not fighting back. This poor babe didn't know. My friends were restraining me around the corner at the park because I had hopped on the bus to come and beat her and him. Because I was like, this is the reaction that you wanted. They restrained. I remember we spent like a good couple of hours in the park. And you know when you're like, oh no, calm. Oh no, guys, calm down. It's cool. But secretly your eyes still looking. Because I'm like, if I say glitz to that girl, the minute you let go of me, I'm bolting, I'm dashing. They literally had to hold me. I was like, guys, it's calm, it's fine, I'm over it now. I'm over it now. But my eye was still like, I'm like, if I see a glimpse, I am bolting, I'm dashing. That was my very shameful moment of delusion. Like that was probably my only like that was like my real baby reindeer moment. I was like, okay, cool, this is madness. I can't do this again. I don't even think he knows that I did that.
I thank God for adulthood because the way we simmered down?
The moment we had stuff to lose.
And we decided that, you know what? I want peace.
Yeah.
I want peace.
I actually want
It's
peace.
actually not worth it. Right, let's go on to Reddit Realness.
Reddit Realness.
Okay, this one, you picked this one.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited. I hate my best friend, but I'm going to be her bridesmaid. Chaos ensues. I met my best friend 10 years ago when we were 16. I didn't like her at first, but she saw me laughing and decided she was going to be my friend. And so she would constantly make conversation until I couldn't ignore her and we became best friends. We were both outsiders with us moving from different schools at around about the same time. So we never had other friends, but each other in our final years of school. As we have grown up, we've kept our friendship and remained just as close. Now, about 4 years ago, I met this boy named Jacob. He was my first boyfriend. I'd never been pretty, so he was the first guy to show me attention outside of hookups. He took me on my first proper date. We started to plan moving in together and discussing our future. I was truly happy. But then after a year, he said words that made my stomach drop. He asked me if I would mind if he could start dating my best friend. Wait. I can tell you the exact details of the day. I had just finished work and I had a really good day because my favorite dog had come in and I was on my way back. My phone rang in the car and Jacob said he wanted to talk. He told me he'd been talking to my best friend for a while and that he fell in love with her and wanted to know if it was okay to start dating her. She also felt the same way about him, but said he had to get my permission before they took things further out of respect. Sophie, my best friend, has always been the pretty one, which has never been an issue. Of course, she's beautiful. I tell her that all the time. So in my head, it made perfect logical sense. I said it was fine. I packed Jacob's things up and out of my house and handed them to him with a smile and congratulated them. It wasn't until the next day I even cried or got angry. But ever since, the resentment has been building. It isn't like I hate this bitch kind of resentment. I'm still her friend, but like I can't be with her for longer than a few hours or everything she does starts to annoy me.
So you hate her?
Why does she look at her phone so much? Why does she expect me to buy her so much? Why is everything she says only about her? Why does she talk over everyone? You know? Just those tiny things that you used to ignore become unbearable. So I've had to make an excuse and go. Well, now 3 years later, after the breakup, they are getting married. And she wants me to be head bridesmaid. I don't want to say yes. The thought makes me feel sick. I hate my best friend so much and I don't want to be part of a wedding, but I know I'll say yes. Because if I say no, it'll make her unhappy and I'd become the bad guy. So I'll be the head bridesmaid whose one and only boyfriend left her for the bride. And I'll smile and act happy. Maybe the universe will have mercy and have a truck run over me on the way to the rehearsal dinner or something.
Sorry. Is she aware that she hates her best friend? She's saying she doesn't hate her best friend.
I think she's fighting herself.
But she's doing the Kendrick and saying, I hate the way you talk, you walk, you speak, you breathe.
Update. Here's an update. Update. So I will not be saying yes or no. I think I'm going to just ghost them. I'm moving states anyway, and I can't move up the date from mid next year to February. Oh, I can move up the date, from next year to February if I want. I know that they will talk shit about me behind my back, but I don't care anymore. I won't be able to hear it. I'll be a 3-hour plane ride away. I'll also block them on everything. They also don't know I'm moving because they never asked or care. So it sucks to be her when she finds out. Because if I don't say no to being a bridesmaid, she will assume yes. And so she'll be planning as if I'm involved, even if I don't join in. Minor update. I spoke to my boss at my new job about moving up the date to move early next year. And they said I can move up the date to late November if I want. Because of the December rush, they will need an extra pair of hands. So I'll be gone by the end of the year. I have 2 months to go house hunting and get my stuff down south. Wish me luck.
Sis says she rather ghost. Do you know what?
There's so much to unpack there.
I feel bad for her. In a way, because I'm like, first of all, the best friend and this guy are absolutely wild for doing that. I feel like the girl code was literally ripped to shreds and stamped on there. And I feel like there's a lack of self-awareness when it comes to the best friend. But also, sis, why are you friends with someone that you hate?
No, but like before that. So one, they weren't really friends in it. They're friends out of convenience. That's what happened. But then obviously you build up that friendship along the way. So, you know, you've built it. it goes back to what you were saying.
Mhm.
Like, she's not used to a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And so this one man that's giving her attention, she's like,
Oh, yeah.
but possibly, devil's advocate, I don't think she liked him that much. Because,
Mm.
one, because I don't know how much you can like somebody, like really like someone authentically from your heart, if it's the only person.
That's true. Because do you like them or do you just like the fact that they're giving you attention?
Right. Do you see what I mean?
But I do feel bad because
No, the friend's a gutter. The
Like,
friend,
that is
she's
insane.
horrid.
And there seems to be a lack of self-awareness because you've done that. If I was to do something like that, I wouldn't be friends with the person. I'll ghost them. Because what can you say?
You got to dead the friendship. Yeah, you have to dead the friendship.
You have to dead the friendship. You have to make a decision.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
never
if
not
this
going to
is
be
a man
awkward.
of God dreamed, you got to dead the friendship.
You got
It's
to
one
dead
or
the
the other.
friendship.
Because
I feel
like,
you'll be deluded to think that you can save both relationships in that
But-
process.
also, sorry, but like, how close friends are they? Because
Didn't she say bridesmaids?
no, she did, but prior to that, because why does your friend not know that that is such a heartbreaking thing for you?
But again, we also have to be sensitive to her because if you see that you're happy, your friend, your best friend is happy with this person, she's probably thinking, if I tell my best friend that actually I still have feelings for this guy, it's obviously going to ruin what she has with that guy.
Yeah, but my point being though, even before
Mhm.
the deed was done, her best friend would have known she was crazy about this guy. So how does...
Well, I guess that's why they asked for permission. I don't think it was a casual thing because for her to have some of Jacob's stuff at her house,
Yeah.
I feel like they were in it quite deep.
But that's why I'm saying the friend is the guy. The friend is
the
terrible.
friend is terrible. And also, again, sometimes with that whole dynamic of like pretty friend, not attractive friend, even though I doubt she's not attractive and she probably shouldn't describe herself in that way. Sometimes people are more conscious about piping up when they're in that situation because it may automatically be deemed as jealousy.
But it can't be jealousy if that
You've
was
been
your
wronged.
boyfriend.
Yeah,
Do
you've
you
been
get me?
wronged.
Like,
but
he
sometimes
liked
maybe
her.
she thought she wasn't worthy to put up a fight. If this guy's saying, hey, I'm in love with your best friend, and in fact, like, we feel the same way about each other, just asking for your permission, what can you actually say?
Yeah.
What can you actually
Yeah,
say?
what can you say? Actually, no. No, because really what you can say, like what most other people, because what that is essentially is, like if it was like a normal relationship, like, so let's say I'm dating someone, you're my friend, and you start talking to them, and then you're like, oh,
Why am I even talking to them?
Yeah, but like, you know, certain friendships, yeah, you'll see it in uni in particular, where like the group of friends become friends.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So then if you start talking to them and like you're kikiing and Steph, you're funny. So now you've kikied the man's pants off. So now he's like, oh, wait, actually, like, I know you were great, but like, obviously I bonded with your friend while you're here. And actually I like them. And then, so what that is cheating. Like we know it is cheating in most general context. She doesn't call it cheating here, but it is cheating.
Yeah, which makes me feel like she has self-esteem issues.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like she has self-esteem issues. I don't even think you don't even have to go for like, sis, you don't even have to go for these extreme lengths of ghosting. You can literally say, guys, I know I wasn't vocal about this before. I regret it, but I'm gonna say now that this whole thing has really hurt me. And you as my best friend, how can you not see that this is wrong? That what you did is wrong.
Also, like stand in your truth. Like, all right, I'm happy that you guys are happy. Be happy together. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, I can't.
It's too much for me.
Yeah, and they should understand because of the circumstances as to how they met and got together.
Yeah, game.
Like, I don't think you even need to go through these extreme lengths of doing ducking and diving, ghosting stuff. Just say how it is and move.
But also, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I hear it. Because when you get to a certain point, like, again, you know me, queen of burn everything to the ground, start again. So it's like, yeah, cool, I'm gonna start in a new state. Nobody knows me. I'm gonna find me a man. You ain't never gonna hear from me again because this was traumatic and ghetto.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna delete.
Yeah, but I feel like she should still say something for her own peace of mind. To get off her chest, I feel like it's something that she's, again, especially with like low self-esteem, sometimes it can impact your ability to stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
And actually be vocal about stuff.
And you need to work on that.
You need to work on that. And I feel like she has to, in order to set herself free from the situation like fully, and know that it's not be, how do I say, riddled with like, oh, what ifs or rethinking the situation. Because yeah, you can ghost and stuff, you're still gonna think about it. Whether you like it or not, you're still gonna think about it. It's not a thing of you move to another state and you completely forget about it. You're going to think about it. You will do a small Facebook search.
Also, can I just say, it's a bit mad that your head bridesmaid has been on your man's cock. I just want everyone to...
Can we actually start like making wiser decisions when it comes to our bridesmaids? Some people should just sharpen their frock and sit with the congregation. Not everyone needs to be on your bridal train.
Your bridesmaid has sat on your man's face.
Yeah. Knows the shape of it and all.
The smell.
Knows about that one little mole.
Crazy. Knows the one pubic hair that just grows.
Yeah, that just grows. Knows about your man's tendency to have ingrown hairs down there.
Crazy.
Yeah, I could never. Sis, good luck to you. Ghost if you want, but actually I feel like it'll be more freeing if you actually just like spoke to them, told them the reason why you don't want to be part of it, and then left.
Yeah, I say my advice would be just do a little, hey guys, just so you know, really happy for you. Unfortunately, I don't think it's appropriate for me to be your bridesmaid, just due to the circumstances of how we all came into the situation. So, wish you all the best for the future. And then, girl, burn that shit to the ground, block them on everything, start your life again, go meet your bae, work on your self-esteem, get married, and that's the best revenge.
You don't have to get married though.
You don't have to get married. No, I mean, have a healthy life, sorry. Marriage is not the be-all and end-all of everything.
Discouraging marriages nowadays because it's so expensive. Go to the courthouse.
Also, just, marriage is not the be-all and end-all of everything. But
yeah, man.
I do believe, like, finding another person who actually likes you might make you realize that you might not have liked him. It's just the first person that's ever given you fancied you.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll say date as much as you can. Find out what you like. Don't be led by the kindness because, as you can see, it can backfire. But like, yeah, go out there, explore. Find yourself as well. Work on your self-esteem because the way you described yourself, it's kind of quite sad. Like, oh, I've always been the unattractive one, etc. Who said you're unattractive? Please, like.
Also, baby girl, it's 2024. Just glow up. You can live all the things.
Listen, you don't even need to go up. Just live your truth. Like I said, there's someone for everyone. Trust me, people are cleaning up.
But if she doesn't feel it in herself, whatever she needs to do to get there.
But let it be a girl that's led by your own design, not because you feel like you have to in order to get a man.
Yeah.
Let it be for you. And I know people say, I'm doing it for myself, I'm not doing it for man. You know? Do it for yourself. Don't do it for man because it's not sustainable. One day, especially if you don't genuinely want to, you're doing it for somebody else's validation.
Yeah.
One day you'll just relapse, you'll get tired. Working on self-esteem, whatever that looks like for you. And yeah, I hope you have a great time. Where are you moving to? Memphis, Texas? You said South. I don't know. Wherever it is, have fun. But like, yeah, I feel like even if you're just dropping a text to them before you put your phone on airplane mode and your flight takes off, just do it. Because I feel like you need to get it off your chest in order to have like a proper peace of mind.
And also to let them know they're all mad.
Yeah, and that your best friend is flipping mad. Cool. I think that was some guidance. If it goes left, sorry. That's my disclaimer. I'm still trying to, recover from my own madness. So if it doesn't work out for you, sorry. It's all my theory. Should we move on to adult finds of the week?
Yeah, go on.
My adult find of the week is actually it's quite simple. It's not an adulty thing, but it's YouTube Premium. I don't know about anyone else, but YouTube Premium has been like a blessing. I'm sorry. I know people complain about the amount of subscriptions and everyone increasing their prices, but YouTube Premium is worth it.
It is.
It is. The amount of great movies I have found on YouTube is insane.
Really?
I stay watching my Nollywood movies. I've cancelled all my other subscriptions for my other streaming platforms for like Nollywood.
Okay.
Like Netflix, they're still trying to keep me on their books. Like I see them trying to drop on one little review, one here and there. So I haven't cancelled it yet. But honestly, YouTube Premium, I feel like even if you just get that as a subscription, it's more than enough.
I didn't know you get movies on there. I just thought it's without ads.
Yeah, so especially like, obviously I like Nollywood. So a lot of the Nollywood like directors and stuff and producers have moved away from like giving it to their movies to like the likes of like Iroko TV, which is like a streaming platform dedicated to Nollywood, to just doing it on YouTube because they actually make more money.
Okay.
And they have the freedom to just release as much. So some of them are dropping a new movie every week, every 2 to 3 days. And they're like getting like 3 million views in one day. Like, it's a thing. I even find like American movies there. A lot of like independent filmmakers are using it.
That's
so I'm
cool.
finding some really good stuff. Even documentaries. Content in general, just like different types of content. I feel like now that everyone's jumping up on YouTube, even Piers Morgan, I feel like it's become a television network.
Yeah. What I'll say is, as I've gone into my YouTube bag, Stephanie, this is the most unlikely person that I'm following. Yeah.
Is it another rat in the mouth? Who is it?
So,
God.
when you see this, you will actually be insane. It's called someone called #Brady. Yeah. And it's just so off brand for me. It is this guy from Manchester who just bladders drunk everywhere, but he's traveled the world. So he started off on TikTok.
Okay.
And then he went to YouTube. And I mean, like, you see him get crazy drunk, vomiting, I mean, he's a lad.
A lad.
Yeah. Like, probably does other things as well.
Yeah.
But like proper lad. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, obviously Malachi was watching it and I was like, then I started getting like, now every time I sit down for dinner, what's #, done today? Like, where's he gone? He was in Thailand. Then, and it was so interesting, he was like, oh, I'm being flown out to Barbados. Because I knew he went to Barbados before. Flight out to Barbados. I was like, okay, cool. Again, when I tell you like proper like, lad, right? And then he was like, oh, I've come across this music called Stalker and they're sending me out, I'm like, all right, this.
Did I see this?
You did.
I saw a picture of him with someone and someone said this is the most random link up.
With Marsville, yeah, because I posted it. So Marsville is a soca artist, right?
Yes, it was you. And I was going to ask, is he a little, what is he, like a soca DJ and stuff?
No, he's just... Yeah, so it was this picture.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. Like, obviously, because soca's my thing. So I'm like, all of a sudden, it was like this random thing that I like.
Yeah.
And it's come into my world, like, really. And so now he's on a soca track, which I was like, at first I thought he's being a bad B. Yeah. I was like, oh, you're just bad B in a video. And then, no, he's actually on the track. And I was like, but Steph, when I tell you I'm invested in this man's craziness.
That's mad. I'm actually going to go home and watch it.
It's like, disclaimer, it's bizarre. When you first watch it, like, actually, he's just come back from Barbados. So Barbados, he was quite respectful. Yeah. Like, it wasn't mad.
Yeah.
Thailand was crazy.
Thailand, lads go there for a proper bender.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Ibiza on steroids for them. Like,
I saw a man vomit in a pool.
Yeah, like, they go there and that's usually where they have their first experience. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
But that's why I like YouTube though, because it opens you up to different types of people.
It does.
And a whole new world. Like, I'll watch like the most random bits of content, even just like for inspiration, like just seeing how people like present their content, like stuff that they do, etc. But even just again, like the most random things. Like, my mum's favorite YouTube is our Kenyan farmers. And like, she is so like into it. When they have beef and they do like videos addressing the beef and stuff, like, she can tell you everything. My mum she stays on, all she watches is YouTube, but it's like Kenyan farmers. Like, one point they were beefing and they were like, all of them were like, do responsive video, and she would just go watch back of it and she would tell you, she's like, yeah, this one, yeah, that's his girlfriend, but he left her and now he's building this house with
This is so sick.
Rural Kenya. Farmers are jumping on, they're not even filming properly. It's like their phone, like, they're walking, the camera shaking and stuff, can barely speak English. And like, literally, YouTube is changing their lives. People are like, thousands of people are tuning in just to watch them go about their life.
That's so cool.
But like, again, it's just the beauty of YouTube. So yeah, my adult fan of the week is definitely YouTube Premium, because Manny don't have YouTube Premium. So when we go on his account, I see an ad pop up. I shudder.
You're like,
I'm like, that is disgusting. How are you living like this? We just have to sit and wait for the ad to be done. But yeah, That's mine.
My very on brand adult find of the week is Free Soul Greens Mango. So it's just a green powder.
Mm.
Again, this is all like I'm trying to encompass a little bit more health and well-being into my everyday. So I started my day with like cinnamon and water with a squeeze of lime. But more so because it controls the cravings and stuff like that. It does something to your blood sugar. That means you don't crave as much during the day. I can't. The thing is, your face is still. I know you've got something to say. I know you too well.
I already said it in my head, so it's gone now. That's my new exercise. To stop myself from being as shady, I just say it in my head, but stare blankly at the person.
The thing is, I can see you're saying things in your head, so you might as well say it.
I didn't say nothing.
Anyway.
I'm just going to ask you, sorry, I tried to fight it, to listen back to the beginning of this episode.
What were the cakes?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Where was the cinnamon then?
I can't stand you.
I'm just asking.
Anyway, but I was buying bog standard cinnamon. Yeah. And then after I'd done this, I've probably been doing this cinnamon thing for like 3 months. I was like, okay, no, I need to get that proper cinnamon, like the actual good for you cinnamon. So I started doing that because I was like, I've been having it consistently enough for me to validate the expense of getting a high quality cinnamon. But alongside that, I was like, oh, time to start having my green juice. And that's really good because it's got ashwagandha, it's got maca, it's got all the things in it. And I think it tastes quite nice because it's got a mango flavor. You need to put a squeeze of lime in there. Malachi was like, it tastes like plant cum. Take that out. Take that out. Take that out. Take that out. Take that out.
Not only will it stay in, I'm going to put text across it.
Take it out.
And the screen will shake. Plant cum.
Pause.
I hear it.
But
Is it salty?
And no, because it's thick. No, it's not actually. No, scratch that. Because I don't think it does. So really, all it is, like you'd have to aerate it. You know, frother.
Oh yeah, I've got that.
Yeah, so do it so it mixes well. Obviously, after a while, the powder will settle. So you've got to give it a stir. I think that fresh first stir, when it's all in there, can kind of, depending on how much you put in, will make it thick. But it does taste like mango.
Someone said it helps with bloating. I saw someone tweet about it and say it helps with bloating.
Yeah, supposedly.
But the thickness is probably what is putting me off.
The thickness.
What? I don't know.
You can control that because it depends. It's the amount of water
to
powder. Because you know me, I'm heavy-handed. So when it comes to green things, I'll just do. Actually, when it comes to anything, I'll just do. But yeah, that's mine. And also their protein powder is great.
Really,
for girls.
Their apple cider vinegar gummies went viral on TikTok. That got me.
Yeah.
It didn't do anything. So I just eat it as gummies now.
Fair. But yeah, we're getting into our health kick, attempting to, for summer. So wish me luck.
I wish you luck with your plant cum. You saying that it was thick just didn't help.
There's no saving this.
Gonna have to chop the hell out of this episode. But yeah, that brings us to the end of episode 8. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple, etc., please leave a review. We'll also have a poll on Spotify as well. I see some of you have interacted with it, so thank you so much. And if you're on socials, please follow us on We Just Got Here, on Instagram at We Just Got Here Pod, TikTok We Just Got Here Podcast, and Twitter, which is WJGH Podcast. Wow, I really need to revisit that app. But yeah, our socials will be in the link. So follow us if you want to see more of us outside of just your Thursdays. And yeah, we'll be back next week. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.